Hi, everyone. This is a special episode of Mothers of Multifamily. I decided to hop on and kind of give everyone my thoughts on what's happening from a multifamily standpoint, a Mothers of Multifamily standpoint. So we are all across the globe going through the same thing as mothers. We are now become teachers. And I'm not saying daddies aren't doing it too, but as mothers, we're not only the ultimate care providers, we've also become teachers. We have, if you had help at home, you no longer have that help. You no longer have people helping you keep the house clean or watching your children or ... Everything that we had as help, now we are looked on to do it ourselves. So think about everything you do every day, mamas of multifamily. Think about everything you do, from waking up your children to feeding your children to keeping your children at home and educated and engaged and having them play, and the cleaning. Oh my goodness, the cleaning. My home has never been so clean and so dirty at the same time. Everything is wiped down constantly. I make sure everything is clean. We go outside, we come back inside, hands are washed. Bathrooms are used more, floor is dirtied more, couches are jumped on more, walls are touched more because we are home more. Now, think about everything that you are going through, mamas, and think about this. Think about the multifamily holdings you have, or the ones that you are invested in, or the ones you are thinking about having because you have not pushed the button on it. Think about this. Everything you're going through, every single family in America and beyond is going through as well. So think about the multifamily holdings you have. So I'm thinking about the units that we have, and in every single unit, there's a family that has to stay in that unit. Now that unit is getting used more than what we were probably planning on it getting used. So now people can't go to work. They're working from home if they can, and their children have to stay home. So when you're thinking about your day, think about their day as well. Their homes are much dirtier. They have children that they have to take care of. They have children that are running through the halls, that are marking up the walls, that are keeping what could have been a usually clean apartment is now getting used. So what are we going to do about this? How can we help our tenants on a regular basis? So some of the thoughts that I was having was actually making cleaning supplies available to my tenants. I'm not saying that I'm going to go ahead and buy them a ton of stuff. I'm just saying that to have extra Clorox on stock, anything that my property management team can get a hold on if anybody needs help. Because if this thing goes on longer and people don't have the money to pay for things, do you think they're going to be paying for a house cleaner or food first? So if we can be proactive and we're able to provide these things to our tenants and making sure that they're keeping their homes clean, then on the flip side, when we get back into those apartments, they won't be as used and as dirty. So think about everything that you're going through and exponentially make it into what your people are going through. So the education of children, maybe have for them access to paper, access to pencils and pens, and this is depending on what asset class you're in. So we tend to be in the C to B asset class range. So these people are maybe have some sort of savings, but don't have as much savings as they should to ride out something like this. So things like pens and papers and the basic necessities for their children might become scarce. So if you can maybe provide some place that they can go and pick these things up. Now, I'm not saying to do this on a public public, like in a public place, but like make sure that they know that you have these things available to them should they need them. Again, you're not trying to provide them with all their basic necessities, but to have things to make their lives a little bit easier as this thing pushes forward, I think will keep their mentality a lot healthier. And you and I both know that when you have a healthy mindset, your body tends to follow. So making sure, let's redo everything that I just talked about. Making sure that they have access to like bare necessities to keep their homes clean, keep their hands clean, have like, even if it's just bars of soap that they know that's available if they should need it. Having things for their children, worksheets, paper, like just plain white paper and pencils, or if you can get crayons, even to have these things available, it just shows your tenants that you are going a step further, that you want to make sure that they're taken care of. And I'm not saying to like drop off crayons or drop off cleaning supplies at every single door. Just make sure that they know via email that these things could be available to them if they should need it. So, and I'm really, throughout this, like I'm of course thinking about the financial status of my buildings, of my holdings. But in these buildings, there are tenants that need our help. So what are your thoughts? What are you thinking? What are you doing to help your tenants? I've heard a lot from you. I've heard that some of you are making sure that your tenants know what loans might be available to them, what financial assistance might be available to them. Let them know that what the CDC is currently saying, because it's changing every single day. I just read just a few hours ago that the CDC is saying for everybody to wear masks. You know, it changes, and your tenants might not have the capabilities to know what's happening on an hour-to-hour basis. Make sure that your tenants are following the rules. Make sure, if your state has this, make sure that they're following curfew. Make sure that they're staying at home. Make sure that your tenants are being as safe as possible, because you know, I'm not sure how all of your multifamily buildings are situated, but a lot of multifamily buildings are people to people to people to people. And you don't want somebody to get sick, and you don't want that sickness to spread through your building. So if you can provide whatever you can to your tenants without I'm not saying go so far as to make it a financial hardship on you, but to lessen the financial hardship on them and to just give them the knowledge that you care by just doing those simple things, I think will go very, very, very far. So this is Pili for Mothers of Multifamily. I hope this gave you just a little bit more in your day. And especially for all the mamas out there, here's a big virtual hug. We are all going through the same thing right now. Just take a deep breath. Don't forget to take care of yourself, and have an amazing day. I am so grateful to you for listening. And if you liked what you heard, please, please subscribe, rate, and review on YouTube, Stitcher, wherever you're listening to this. I'm so grateful. Bye now.